everybody. I'm Julie John, and I'm here with Dr. Bob Rothbard of Rancho Cucamonga Optometric Center to talk about vision-related issues in a series of videos that you can follow on YouTube and his website. So today we're going to talk about, Dr. Bob, your involvement with the community. I know you're very active with the Chamber of Commerce of Rancho Cucamonga, but tell me all about your community involvement. I'm fascinated.
It's really neat. I've been practicing here for 22 years. I also live only about a half a mile from here.
Oh.
So I belong to 4 chambers of commerce: Rancho Cucamonga, Fontana, Upland, and Ontario.
You're a busy guy then.
It really is. Great breakfast meetings, and some of the food's healthier than others. All kidding aside, it's really great networking with the individuals there. I feel really good about it. And as a healthcare professional, I feel good or bad. I'm one of the few that actually goes to the meetings, which I just really enjoy it.
I think that's really great. Yeah, I wish we had more healthcare professionals that took an interest in those meetings. It's great. So, and there's something I want to show the audience that you have in your office. It's this nifty little box provided by the Cucamonga Host Lions Club to collect eyeglass frames and eyeglasses that people are done with. Can you tell me about how this process works?
Well, basically, a lot of patients would ask me, I have a lot of old frames or old glasses at home. What can I do with them? And it's really a no-brainer. Just donate them to the Lions, and the Lions disseminates those either nationally or internationally to individuals who can really benefit from them.
Wow, that's terrific. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who really appreciate that.
They do a great job, the Lions.
They do. They're very vision-oriented. Well, that's great, Bob. Tell me about any other community involvement that you'd like to talk about.
Well, most of it is being involved with the city on the board of directors for the Rancho Cucamonga Chamber of Commerce. Mm-hmm. I know most of the people here, and that's what's neat. I see them in the stores.
It's nice to know you, too. It's nice to be able to walk down the mini mall here and be able to say, I know that guy that works in that office, and I know that guy that works in that office.
And what's really neat, most of the time, whether I'm working out or so forth, it's always Dr. Bob, which is really neat.
Oh, yeah.
And you run into patients, and you run into them stores, and you're not even sure, because they look out of...
Yeah, they're out of context.
Exactly.
Yeah, you see somebody in a different context, and you go, where do I know you from?
And exactly. So it's a really great, rewarding experience. And benefit also, which really makes me feel good, we've gotten so much response, or a lot of our patients come from the Chamber of Commerce or the individuals whom I meet at the street. And one thing about optometry that's really interesting, you can always tell stories. And people are really interested in their eyes, too.
Definitely.
So it's worked out really well.
Well, and we've gotten to know a lot about...
such a great community.
We've gotten to know a lot about you, for instance, that you're from New York and that you visit there often. Tell us about the New York connection.
God, I was raised there on Long Island, and I went to school up in Albany, New York, and then went up...
Long Island.
Right,
Long Island.
And you ask about New York, you got to get the whole spiel.
Okay.
Went up to Oregon to school, and that was culture shock, and then came down here, but I'd never enjoyed New York so much as when I had come out here.
Oh, so you miss it, you go back, you visit?
I've been back the last couple of years several times during the year. I'd never walked the Brooklyn Bridge, I've done that. Going into Times Square. New York's a lot better.
So seeing it as a tourist is really special.
And I enjoy taking people back there, and it really is, from opera, which I thought I'd never do.
Wow.
To the plays on Broadway, to parts of Brooklyn, to visiting, which I never thought, going back to Coney Island. And
really
on the
neat.
4th of July,
it sounds fun.
Up to Yankee Stadium. I refuse to see the Mets in their own ballpark, but I might even do that. That's pretty cool.
I know baseball is a very political thing for you, so we don't need to go into that unless you want to.
It is so political. No Mets and no Red Sox.
Okay. Yankees all the way.
You bet.
Okay. And so if I go to New York, what is the one thing that you think I should see? I'm not really into sports, sorry. Forgive me.
Okay.
But
there's several things.
Okay.
If you get in early in New York and you can't get into your room, just go down to Foley Square.
Okay.
And which is where the courthouse. You've seen Law and Order? They're walking down the steps.
No, but okay, well, it sounds cool.
It's
probably been in some movies.
You've seen 12 Angry Men? No,
yeah,
they're
maybe.
walking down.
I know what
Foley Square is where the car. Just take the 6 train downtown.
Okay.
And you can actually take a nap there to your hotel. I got there, and they had this elderly judge, and he had hundreds of people, not hundreds, but 10s, 20, 30 people in there, and they all had bench warrants out there for not showing up to jury duty.
Oh.
Interesting stuff. But the New York Public Library is wonderful.
Oh, with the lions.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see
the
those
New York
lions.
Historical Society is great.
How about pizza?
Pizza? New York pizza is really great. There's a number of them.
I've heard good things.
I've been to a place, a local one called Abatino's. There was a place where I grew up on Long Island that had great pizza, but that's a long trip to just go out there for pizza.
I have no idea. See, I don't even know. It's a Long Island, is what you're saying. It's long.
It is. Well, it's about 25, 30 miles, and there's nothing else in the town but that. So, except it was my hometown, so I visited.
Okay.
There's a place on 49th and 1st called Beekman Tower. You go to the top of the tower, 26 floors high. You get a great view of the city.
It sounds beautiful.
And you can sit on the outside. You got a great view of the East River. You got a great view of the 59th Street Bridge. So it really is.
And then I'll call Bob on my cell phone. I'll say, guess where I am, Bob?
And you know, I actually have a blog on that. It's called NewYorkCityHighlights.blogspot.com.
Oh, I'm going to check that out. Cool.
Which is pretty cool. Going down to the Lower East Side, seeing where my relatives who came off the boat settled.
Oh, wow.
Going down to Orchard Street, going to Katz's Deli, where they have a sign that says, "I'll have some of what she had," with Meg Ryan.
Sure. When Harry Met Sally.
When Harry Met Sally, exactly. So it was really cool. Just all these, and they have the Tenement Museum down there, how people lived at the turn of the last century.
So much
There's
history.
just so much history back there, and it's really neat, and you can walk.
Oh, I love it.
Don't bring a car.
It's good for your eyes.
Think,
Get the blood glowing. Get the...
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's the whole thing, Julie.
I love it, Bob. Well, thank you so much.
My pleasure.